Yeah, I used to roll backwoods, Rick the Dawn's good wherever he goes. 1 million and one flows, depositing dough. Said you down with the mafia family, let me know. Yeah, number one, I don't do number two. They watching how I do, because I'm really hood. Red hoodie, gold jewelry, too groovy, might lose me. Don't approach with the foolery, keep the two on me, homie. You don't know me, Rick the Dawn, the one and only. Yeah.
Welcome to the Really Hood Podcast. I'm your host, Rick the Dawn. You already know what time it is. This episode is brought to you by reallyhood.com. If you're an independent artist and you want to get your music known or seen or whatnot, go to reallyhood.com and click submit video. We just made some changes to the website, yesterday. So I'm still working on the site. I will not stop until this website is perfect. Now, let's talk about something, folks. I'm going to try my best to keep this conversation as clean as possible, because the Really Hood Podcast, despite its name, is a family show. I'm not sure if I believe myself when I say that, but that's my goal, right? So, but I would still err on the side of caution and just get the kids out the room, because we're going to talk about some adult themes, but it won't be explicit. Okay. So anyway, me and my girl was about to have some sexy time. I'm just kidding. Me and my wife, we were, preparing to handle grown folks' business. And I'll never forget. This was recent, like last week or something. And I was cutting the grass today, and it came to my mind. I'm like, yo, why did she tripping? So anyway, me and my wife was getting ready to handle some adult business. We getting ourselves together, just got the shower, we feeling, we clean. Shout out to my wife. I'm not trying to tell our business, but I just got to share this because it's like, that's the thing. If you want to know how I come up with the topics for my podcast episodes, it's what's in my brain. It's like, I have to get this out of my mind. And I feel like if I don't speak on it, then it'll just stay there forever. And I don't want this in my head forever. So we're getting ready, we're getting prepared. And, in marriage, you got to keep trying different things. You can't do the same thing every day, especially when it comes to grown folks' time. You got to try stuff. You got to change up the scene. You got to do stuff. And that's what keeps it unique, fresh, all that stuff. I'm trying to prolong it a little bit because it's kind of crazy. But anyway, I think she gets in the bed first or whatnot. And then, I'm preparing to get in the bed. And, before I can get comfortable, she brings out her cell phone. I'm like, what is this? Hey, we about to get to the bed. What's the cell phone for? And she got this grin on her face. So I'm like, what is this woman up to? You know what I mean? And mind you, that day we have been drinking wine, because that's what you do when you're married. You drink wine and you handle adult business. That's what you do. That's the best thing. If you ain't never been married and drunk some wine with your wife, not even smoke marijuana and stuff I'm talking about wine. If you ain't never drunk wine with your wife and handle adult business, you missing out. Back to the story. She in the bed. I'm about to get in the bed. Before I can get into the circumference of the bed, she brings out a cell phone. She got a grin on her face. It's like a wine grin, when somebody been drinking some wine and they like in that zone. So they and you about to have some adult time, so they really in the zone. And she got the little silly laugh, so I'm like, what the I know she ain't about to record this. What is this? What you doing? She hold on. Wait a minute. She got this really grin on her, this big grin on her face. And I will not forget it, man. And it's been in my head. I'm like, why did she do it? She tripping. She pulls out her phone and started playing music. And guess what music she's playing? She pulls out her phone and turns on R. Kelly. I'm like, now I know what I'm supposed to do, because I heard all the stories before. I even did it a couple times back in the day. Young man. I'm 35. I heard about all the stories about what's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be like, all right, cool. All right, hey, that's what you want. Take the shirt off. You ready? Let's get it then. Let's do it. No, she put on some R. Kelly. By this point, I'm laying in the bed, and all I hear is, hit hard from the back, roll around on the front. And she got this biggest grin on her face. And I'm looking at her like, girl, if you don't put that damn phone up and turn that off, I even tried for 2 seconds. And I really tried for 2 seconds to just go along with it. And then immediately my gangster code kicked in and was like, hey, bruh, nah. I tried to be a participant. My hood code kicked in hey, man. So I'm like, yo, turn that up. I can't do it. And then of all albums, she picks TP2. 12 play 2000. So not only is it like super old, it's like it's R. Kelly, yo. Like that's good for you. Like I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy listening to R. Kelly while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. But for me, this doesn't help at all. Like, dog, all I hear, y'all know the song. Y'all all know the song. If you listen to R. Kelly CP2, you know the song. Hit it hard from the back. That's what I heard when I got into bed, man. And I'm like, bro, I can't perform with that on. Like, I'm not even talking about all the cases and jail. It's just I can't make that kind of time with a man singing to me though. It's just like it just wasn't like I understood where she was coming from her perspective. I got it. I'm like, okay, R. Kelly, he promotes that type of thing. I get it. You feeling good. I like I said, for 2 seconds, probably 1.8 seconds, I tried to go along with it. And in that 1.8 seconds, I said, I get it. She really trying to get into the mood. R. Kelly, I understand. She drinking. Cool. I couldn't even, and I really wanted to ask her, like, so you, and I think I did ask her. I was like, so you want me to do my thing with this man harmonizing in the background? She didn't go for nothing classy. Treat her like a lady, you know, my girl. No, she went to hit it hard from the back. Like, come on now. What are we doing? Turn that off. She really tried to get Rick the Dawn. Why is she playing with me like that, man? Don't play with me. I'm Rick the Dawn, man. Don't play with me like that. Seriously, though. I don't want to have R. Kelly serenading me while I'm... If that wasn't bad enough, I wasn't going to tell this part, but I'll tell it because it's a part of the story. Before we can do anything, my son, I removed the crib gate because he getting old. He 2 years old. And now the little boy don't stay in his room. Right before we do our thing, man, my son, he comes in instantly like, oh my God. You definitely got to turn the R. Kelly off now. He just comes in, hops in the bed. He grabs the remote control. And my son has this thing where he's hooked on like YouTube and watching videos. So he grabs the remote control and he turns on Sesame Street. I don't know what it is about my son. He completely ignored whatever we was trying to do. He just hops in the middle of the bed, grabs the remote. He turns on Sesame Street. Me and my wife looking at each other like, hold on, what? Okay. And next thing I know, my son, he busts out crying because he afraid of googly eyes. Bruh, I don't care if it's the nicest program on the planet. If one of the characters got googly eyes, he dart out the room. He's afraid. So I look at this. I'm looking at my son. I'm like, man, why are you crying, bro? He crying because Cookie Monster got googly eyes. Bro, you can't make it up, man. My son is afraid of googly eyes. I'm like, bruh, you the son of Rick the Don. You Rick the Don Jr. You can't be afraid of googly eyes, son. I'll never forget that night. Let's take a break real quick, man. Let's take a break. I got some music for you. Check out this hit.
Now we walking through the door. She already know where this about to go. Time to take it slow. Chilling on my bed. Picture how I feel. Pro behind this wheel, I can seal the deal. Kissing on the belly, her knees turn to jelly. That yellow light green, a sober body tell me. Hate to kiss and tell, but I'm sure you get it later on the side. Check out my exhibits, baby. Didn't think I'd make it. Mama raised the winner, call it how I see it. Papa raised the sinner. Mama used to mind, Papa got it off the muscle. You're about to witness my eternal struggle. I'll be damned if I lose, I'll be damned if I fail. I can climb.
All right, welcome back. That's all I got. This was supposed to be a little quick storytelling. I might do more of these where I just kind of share like stories from my life because my life is fascinating. A lot of stuff happened. And this is really one of the first times I've been public about things that happened to me. I'm a very private person. I don't tell nobody nothing about me. You know what I mean? But I feel like I got to start doing that because I need people to relate to me. I got music coming out January 7th, Limits to Mercy, the best album in the last 20 years, bar none. That's coming out soon. And I need people to understand where I'm coming from, man. I'm for the people, man. And I can't be for the people if I'm not sharing the stories with the people. Like today, like I said, I was cutting the grass. I got a neighbor that lives like pretty far away from me. Like I can see him, but he lives pretty far from me. And all of a sudden, I'm looking over and I'm like, he's competing with me. Like I'm out there cutting the grass, and I look to my left and I see him out there. I'm like, come on, bro. You can't tell me you ain't out here cutting the grass because you just saw me come outside. I look to my left and he in the same spot that I'm at. And then when I sit down, he sit down. And I went inside, grabbed some water, and he came out with a cup. I'm like, bro, is he having an invisible competition with me? So I'm like, okay, bet. All right, so I go back on the lawnmower, and I hit the side of the house. Next thing you know, he on the side of the house. And I hit the back of the house. I'm like, bro, you childish, bro. You childish. My neighbor is petty. Was competing with your boy, cutting the grass, and I didn't even know it. He finished his lawn before me because I took a break. I'm like, bro, you petty. You just won the lawnmower Olympics. Good for you. Anyway, I'm done. Have a good day.